We are live.
Yeah, you've been busy, man.
Yeah. Yep, I've been busy.
Have you actually been working on the business, or it's been mostly like just
I mean,
maintenance stuff?
up until last week, I was working on like last week because I was in Tampa and moving and all that stuff. I wasn't able to do much work this
Mhm.
last week, but the week before that, I got a ton of stuff done. So was working on. I think I told you about. I put together like this. Well, I have that book on self-confidence for men, right? And so I'm running ads to that, Amazon ads to that, and so I'm selling
Okay.
that. But then that's got a funnel with a self-confidence quiz, and then at the end of that, right now, we just had a pitch for membership, but it wasn't very strong because it didn't really align with the thing. So weren't really seeing very many conversions. So I wanted to put in. I had a self-confidence masterclass that I did. So I wanted to put the self-confidence masterclass in for $50 there, and then upsell the membership and stuff. But then I thought about it, and I was like, why put this self-confidence masterclass in for just $50, right? Like, I can, after reading Alex's book, I was like, I can make a better offer than, because self-confidence masterclass, okay, sure. But what about, how can I charge $300 or $500 for something here that makes the cost of the advertising a lot cheaper? And so I said, okay, well, let me do this 12-week self-confidence system, right? And so I just came up with, brainstorm, okay, what are the things that would be useful for that? And I made a whole list of things. And then let me see what I ended up coming up with here. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of stuff in there. I was thinking about the different ways that you can create, the value, but the self-confidence system. Okay, so I put obviously the masterclass, right? And then I came up with some audio affirmations. So like just, with peaceful music, I am self-confident, that kind of a thing, right? So, and then I came up with a mini course on how to be confident around women, right? It would just be like an hour-long short course that I just can record a day. A style guide for self-confidence, which I already had some documents from Simple Programmer that were men's fashion. And then visualization exercises to like visualize and to visualize yourself, like the theater type of thing. And then a workout program for self-confidence, right? So I basically whipped all that up in a couple of days. Some of the stuff I already had the pieces of. And so I got that all kind of done and recorded. That's what I was working on last week. And then I put in a small offer there. I need to fix the email sequences to have a strong offer and put a sales page. But basically all that stuff is done. And so now that whole package is worth $300. So, and then it can upsell into, obviously those customers would be good customers for the well that never runs dry and so forth. But at least now this will cover my advertising costs in acquiring customers, acquiring audience from the book. So yeah, so I think that's good. And again, this is also a test too to put together a crazy offer. I mean, it's because now this whole thing.
I still don't believe your time is best used on that offer compared to focusing on the well that never runs dry offer, because anything you do there is like such high return on investment right now for you. So that's where like we talked about it last time too, but I feel like because that offer, like at the price point that it is, like if there was a way to just funnel everyone into that offer, that would be so much more, so much bigger, so much faster. There's a really interesting story of what's his name, Alex Hormozy again. Of course, Alex Hormozy is now showing up in all the stories. He was talking to some guy at the ClickFunnels award ceremony, and the guy was like, "Hey man, so what are your, like?" They were both waiting to get their 2 Comma Club X awards, right?
Yeah.
In the line, and they're like, "Dude, I heard you getting some really good returns on your Facebook ads." And Hormozy is like, "Yeah, man, we do like 15x ROAS on our ads. And the guy's like, what? Dude, I feel like I thought I was the Facebook ads guru. I actually taught courses on Facebook ads. What the fuck are you like? How are you getting those kinds of returns? Like it doesn't even sound realistic. And he's like going all back and forth. He's like, dude, you're just breaking my mind. Like, what does it even mean? Blah, blah, blah. And Alex finally, like after a little bit of, Alex is like, but I'm not even that good at Facebook ads. And the guy's like, so how are you getting such returns? He's like, well, because the cheapest course I sell is 16,000, or the cheapest thing I offer is $16,000.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about ad costs as much. And that's why I get such high returns. And the guy's like, that's when my mind just exploded. And I had to figure out what's the next thing to do in my business. And I stopped selling the lower ticket offers and moved all to the high ticket offers. So what I was thinking as we're talking, and it's the same for me too, like I'm trying to consolidate all of it into one big offer.
Yeah.
Rather than have all of these. Like I literally started cutting down. So if you go to my course library, I've removed a whole bunch of courses from our course database now. Also going to remove a lot of the stuff from 2000 books per se.
Yeah.
Because only trying to
just have the one core.
Just have one offer that I can get behind and forget about everything. One offer and the supporting offer, or not even the supporting offer. You know, Focus Blocks, I may not even offer it as a standalone anymore. Not sure about that, but it might happen. So take out Focus Blocks, take out Double Your Productivity as a standalone offer, and just possibly only sell Quantum Leap, or like Double Your Productivity live, the done with you version, right? The live morning routine call or live Double Your Productivity calls with weekly accountability or something of that nature. And right now we're selling Quantum Leap at like $300 a month, but I'm going to stop selling that too at $300 a month pretty soon, and sell at least probably sell it at $2,000 for, or $5,000 per year or something like that. So right now it's selling at $300 a month, which would mean $3,600 for the year.
Right.
We're going to add a few more things to Quantum Leap and improve the offer on the back end as well. And that'll basically for the year charge something like $4,000 to $5,000 for Quantum Leap, so that I'll filter out a lot of the tire kickers.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of tire kickers who will join for a month or two and they're like, oh, I'm starting my business and I want to make $1 million in the next 2 months. I'm like, wrong customer, of course.
Exactly.
And the only way to filter the wrong customer is to not let them pay cheap for the product. So that's where my mind is at. Like, just figure out the offer that's only one high ticket offer and take out most of the stuff from the business to streamline it. And I wish I could move faster on that streamlining.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that approach for sure. I think one thing I'm thinking about doing with it is, I think eventually what's going to happen is that self-confidence system is going to become a bonus. So the real offer, once I have the well that never runs dry system in place working, is to say, even at the end of that funnel, is, okay, here's the self-confident, or here's the well that never runs dry. This is the thing. But if you sign up now, you're going to get the self-confidence system that's $500 for free as an extra bonus, but it's a time bonus because they're coming in with the self-confidence. So giving them a bonus that's related to their exact problem, I think that is a one-time offer.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's an add-on that you are putting there compared to consciously designing the bonuses for the well that never runs dry. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. This would be only a bonus that comes in from that funnel. But the thing is, like, that's not the main focus. Again, that's just a small funnel, just the self-confidence, system, getting people into the network. But the big focus is still the well that never runs dry program.
Yeah, that is the program, man. That's you've proven it. Like you've basically done beta testing and you figured out that that is the thing that works.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of getting more of the right audience into the damn funnel. And I had a very interesting, I was listening to this podcast and this guy had a very interesting nuance between an offer and a product that you sell.
Right.
And he said, an offer is something, and that's where I feel like this is the offer that is like the best offer that you have created ever, because an offer is something, if you take it to cold market, people will actually be able to buy it without you having to go through a lot of pain and suffering to show them the value in that offer. Like, yeah, maybe a webinar and a phone call is all you will need. While products that a lot of us sell, which are sold through organic marketing efforts, where you're building content and building trust and more content to build that trust machine before they're like, okay, yeah, I see it. So most of those products that content marketers sell, they are not necessarily the offers that can survive in the cold, in the cold market, in the cold advertising market. They can only survive in that person's ecosystem, in their content marketing ecosystem, because it is all coming from a place of trust and the story that has been imbibed over the years.
Yeah.
So I feel like
selling goodwill. They're really selling goodwill.
They're selling goodwill. That's exactly right. That product going to cold will always fail. More like always, as it more or less will fail, because the sales mechanism for that product is very different from an offer that's like tuned to sell because it's so damn good.
Yeah.
Right. The offer will sell itself compared to, as you put precisely, you're selling goodwill. So with content marketing, most people, what they do is they build goodwill over years. That's what we've done, years and years and years. And then we sell that goodwill in form of different products and things like that. But ultimately, the game of business, or the real test of business, is when that product has to go to real market and withstand the pressures of cold advertising, cold audience.
Yeah.
That's when the offer really is put to the test.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I feel like this offer is the best offer you've ever put together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
None of the simple programmer offers, none of the Bulldog Mindset offers, none of them compare. And like, I'm assuming now that you're moving in, now you're going to be working on the webinar. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be working on the webinar. I've got a few things that I'm trying to do. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is open up a few more slots, like 10 more slots into the beta at a higher price, at the $3,000 price point, just to get a few more people in. That, since that thing's going smooth. And then, and I might even just do that. I will see, but at least I'm going to do that first right now. I still have a lot of the course content that still needs to be edited. That's coming up. So I don't want to do the full launch until all that stuff is there and I get that part planned out, but I'm getting a lot of good feedback and information on that. So I feel like I can still sell it as a beta at this point while I work on the webinar. And then I'm trying to think what other things that I was working on. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. The only other big project that I had was to move the rest of the Bulldog Mindset community to the Mighty Networks, which will save me some time and effort on the live streams and stuff like that. But that's really the big thing, is just getting this to a point where I can sell this. So
you're selling the 3K product or the 3K, you're going to roll it out in your email?
I'm going to open up 10 slots for it. So
on email.
Yeah, on email only. Yeah. So, or I mean, there might be YouTube video. I don't know if I'll do YouTube video. I might just go email only on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll also create a little bit more pent up demand on it too, because it's, I'm only opening up these 10 more slots. So
yeah. And you can do that phase. 1997 was the last one. Now it's 2997. And then again, do a 3997 before you finally settle on the phone. Not finally, but before you start selling at 4,997, which
Yeah.
I still believe will need phone calls.
Yeah, it'll probably need phone calls, which is fine. I'll just set up a system for doing the phone closes on it. So
yeah, you will need a phone closer for it, unless you have two levels. Tier 1 is just the course, and tier 2 is the coaching.
yeah,
And you send the course for 2,000 without the coaching directly on the webinar. But for the coaching, they have to get on a call.
yeah, I think it's better to get people on the call and downsell them to just the course only without the coaching for $2,000 if you need to.
Yeah, that's one way to. Well, yeah, that's one way to do it too.
Yeah. So the call to action for the webinar will be to book the call, right, and then do the pitch on the call. So
Yeah, book a call. I think that's what I'm gonna modify the quantum leap. So I'm trying to figure out what's a better value that I could package up. Okay. So there is quantum leap, which is the daily accountability calls, right? 30 minutes in small groups of 5 to 6 people each with a coach. And we got that, or the other off, and with that comes focus blocks as well for them to do the work on a daily basis, which I'll be raising the price to $99 a month soon. So if anyone is listening and you still haven't jumped on focus blocks, pay more later. So it'll be $99 a month for focus blocks, but it's included as part of the quantum leap package. So there's one that like daily accountability plus focus blocks. The other is the program that I'm just rolling out, and I'm trying to figure out which of these would be a better fit for people, or which of these would be an easier logistical and overall operationally easier for us to fulfill. So the second one is the focus box and these daily morning routine calls that we do, which is daily double your productivity by 5 p.m. tomorrow execution, what I call double your productivity in 19 minutes a day.
Right.
That and weekly accountability one-on-one. So that would be more expensive, so like $400 a month. So that plus the daily morning routine at $100 a month and focus box $100 a month. So all of that combined probably sell a 6-month package for $3,000 or something.
Okay, right. Okay. So give me the two. So what the first option was what?
Here, let me write it for you. It's confusing. Or confusing because I didn't explain. I'll probably sell both of them at the same price of like $500 per month.
Right.
Right now, this is still a work in progress. Okay. So package one is this.
Okay.
Daily group accountability coaching, which is quantum leap plus focus blocks, $500 a month. Or package two is this weekly one-to-one accountability coaching plus live double your productivity in 19 minutes a day plus focus blocks for $500 a month. So what I'm trying to figure out is which of these will be a better offer and easier to scale offer.
Right. It seems like the second package might be better and easier to scale as well, because you only have to do the accountability once per week. So you're already doing and then you're doing the live double your productivity.
Well, all of this is fulfilled by our coaches, right? But this is like a coach that does one-on-one, but this is group. So you get 5 or 6 people in the same group on a daily basis. So more or less our margins are the same on both because the time invested for the coach is the same time per person per week.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Because one is one-to-one weekly, one is daily in a group. Right. So daily group versus one-to-one weekly price kind of offsets itself. 5 people, 5 days,
Well, which offer? The first offer is simpler.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
So this is what the Quantum Leap offer is. This is what I call, or this is more of like, if you want to be if you want to be truly productive, then what you need is a live human forcing function, hourly, daily, weekly.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Daily, weekly. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's an entire system.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Called the live human forcing function. Basically, it's forcing you to get shit done every single week, every single day, every single hour.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap, I feel like we get way too many tire kickers on it. We get way too many people who are like early stage of business,
Yeah.
and they're like, they just are like leaving their job or just starting a business, and they're like, I want to make $100,000 next week, and I'm like, dude, just, I'm sorry, but that's like, but
Yeah.
maybe the problem is that I'm trying to mine a list that's like doesn't have that high end entrepreneurs that I should be targeting with this
Yeah.
offer, right? Because ideally, both of these offers, I want to sell to six-figure guys. Like if you're making six-figure,
Right.
then you would pay $500 a month easily for something like this, for that kind of accountability and live productivity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's the right people, then that offer is a lot more appealing. I mean, you can
Yeah.
also groom, like, I think you also need to have, I mean, it's not the most important thing. Like, the most important thing is just finding this offer and selling this, but having a pathway that people can grow, into your bigger offer. Right. So a good example, this again, going back to Alex Hermosi, because he's doing it with his acquisitions.com, right?
Yeah.
Everything else he's doing, the books, the videos, all that stuff, is just to help people to get to $3 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's I think it's 3 million when he starts working with people. And so those are kind of long-term investments, like giving all this business advice. Then the people that succeed from that crop, they naturally go to him, and then he works with them with acquisition.com. So it's kind of a similar thing. Like you have to have some kind of thing. So if you have people that are not quite, that are in your audience that aren't quite your fit because they're not entrepreneurs
But
yet,
okay,
so money.
so the question then is like, he's doing it at this stage of his business, but not when he was first making his like, breaking bank kind of money, right? He's only doing it after he has graduated to the level where he can afford to do those things.
I mean, it's a different business, but yeah.
Well, yes, but after he has made so much money, he can afford to play that game, the much longer game. The other thing I'm realizing in business is you can play longer and longer games depending on how deep your cash reserves are.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you are in this kind of business, the kind that you and I are, you're much better off playing the cash game aggressively as much as you can in the initial phases, so that you can potentially in the future think more cash, like low cash flow strategy games or projects or products in the future. And it's not a new realization, but every time I have this realization, I'm like, shit, screwed it up last time.
Yeah, no, it's like buying a vineyard, right? It's like, wealthy people buy vineyards. Why? Because you can't afford to buy a vineyard because you have to wait 10 years or whatever, how many years, you know what I mean? Because that it's not just a matter of just, starting a vineyard. Like now you got to, like, the wine has to age. So, or distillery or something like that. But yeah, so, making your offer now and I guess the other piece of this too is that you're doing paid advertising. So you're reaching the audience that you need to reach, right? Your list is not the audience ultimately.
No. The list is just a good testing ground, but after testing Quantum Leap for basically the last 8-9 weeks, I know that Quantum Leap webinar is like working. We're just getting the wrong people signing up. Like there's 50% of the audience that's like the perfect audience. The 50% of people who sign up for Quantum Leap, like those are the kinds of people I want. But then there's the other 50% who are like totally like, I want to make $200,000 next month in a business kind of people. So So I now like the list has helped me understand who to target better and who are the ideal audiences who get the best results,
Yeah.
and let go of everyone else.
Right.
Kind of like choose my messaging to talk to those people only, which is hard to do on the list, but easier to do on an ad.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what I'm trying to figure out right now between these two offers, which one is easier to scale and which one would be, yeah, easier to scale, more impactful, gets better results overall,
Right.
and sells at a premium price.
Right.
Which of these would sell at a better price?
Right.
Would you pay more for one or the other?
I mean, I feel like the only thing, but the other one is daily accountability group coaching. So option one, I look at it and I'm like, okay, this is available to me that I can utilize, right? So like I have the accountability when I need it. I have the focus box when I need it, but I don't have to use it. Option two, like I have to be all in on this because I'm going to have someone that is going to schedule a one-on-one call with me. I have a daily thing that I'm supposed to do. Right.
Well, this is also daily, right? The daily quantum leap calls, group coaching calls, group accountability calls.
Yeah,
they're group. This is one-on-one.
But you don't necessarily have to show up to the group ones.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you. But yeah, you're right. With the weekly, you feel like you have more skin in the game with the one-on-one?
Yeah, the one-on-one you have more skin in the game because someone's scheduling a meeting with you, right? Like what's it, like a 15-minute accountability call or?
Yeah, probably 20 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on how much people need. We'll see. We'll fine tune it.
Okay. So if it's scheduled on the calendar, it's going to keep you more to. So it's going to have a higher stick rate as well. That's probably the thing to really consider, is because they're going to have to do the work, right? Or they're going to have to drop out. But
so you don't think with Quantum Leap that's the same case? Like because it's a group, is that the reason why?
I think they're going to get better results with the second one.
With weekly?
Yeah, because they're going to be forced to, and they're essentially going to get accountability every day anyway, because they're doing the double your productivity thing. That is accountability as well. It's not.
Well, it's not it's not where you were asking whether you did it or not.
Right. But it doesn't matter because if you're doing that, you're obviously getting accountability, right? Because you're not showing up every day, going to that and planning your day, right? Because that's primarily what you're doing in that is, right? Planning the day, right? So you can't plan the day if you're not being accountable. So it's giving you accountability as well. So.
So you would think people would pay more money for option two then?
Yeah, because you have an accountability coach, like a one-on-one accountability coach, right? And that's how you sell it. Right? So think of it this way. If we keep going to Alex Hermosi stuff, you better.
We should just get Alex on the call here someday.
I know we should, but
hey, we're not going to pay you $30,000 an hour, but we still want you to talk to us about our businesses.
Right, but it's like, so what I was going to say about like with the one-on-one, because he had the thing where he was like, okay, what if you had to charge 10 times more for your service? What would you offer? Right. So in this case, the hand-holding personal coach, right? That to me, that's valuable. Or if he's like, if you had to deliver it for 1/10 the cost, what would you do? Right. But to me, I think, the one-on-one coaching, right? Because I thought about that the same thing for Bulldog Mindset membership. Like imagine if I hired some coaches and they just set up 30-minute calls with people once a month, or maybe 15-minute calls once a week or something like that. It wouldn't cost much to get a coach to do that. But imagine if someone's like, shit, I'm paying $40 a month and I get a personal coach that like calls me up. That's crazy, right? So I think that's a huge value, is that you get a one-on-one coaching, right? Which if it costs you the same as far as execution, then
Yeah, it does.
that's better.
It does. So here's how I think about it. At the lowest level is your hourly efficiency,
Right.
right? With focus blocks. With live, double your productivity in 19 minutes per day, it's daily effectiveness.
Right.
But the weekly one-to-one accountability coaching and monthly, that's like strategy and goals and big picture execution.
Yeah.
So it's like strategy down to effective daily execution down to efficiency, like all the pieces of execution or productivity covered.
And check out this bonus. Okay.
Mhm.
You should contact Sunsama, right?
I see.
All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, look, give me 6 months free to give to someone when they buy this. They'll give you that bonus. I bet 3 months free, maybe 6 months free, whatever it is. They're going to give you. They'll give you that, and then you can add that as a bonus. It doesn't cost you anything. Not only that, is hey, give me 6 months free, and then if someone signs up, also give me $100.
Yeah.
If they sign up after the 6 months, right?
It's an affiliate, yeah.
Yeah. So now you're getting something valuable to add that gives them now because the one missing component from what you have is you have the hourly, the daily, the weekly, but you don't have a system for them to organize this in.
No, we do. In
software.
in the live double your productivity 90 minutes per day, there's actually a way to organize their day. Because I don't believe in robo organizer. Here's the thing. I don't believe in robo organizer because they don't really get to the meats and bones of what's your true reality of like what are the kinds of tasks in what times you should do them, and focus blocks and timing of those things. So I'm like, we do more and more like you should do personal planning, not robo planning, because robo planning doesn't work.
Have you seen Simsama? Have you used it at all?
Yeah, I've used that.
Okay, because it allows you to put it on your calendar.
Yeah, I know it allows you to put it on the calendar, and that's exactly what we ask people to do during this call. In the time there is time to do that on the calendar. Putting it on the calendar only takes 30 seconds for people, right? But it's done by them intentionally because at this hour I can do this because I'll be, that's my thinking space at that hour. Like when I look at the day when I'm planning it, like I want to do my hardest things earliest in the day, and I want to plan those things accordingly, and like 2 hours on blocks for this, and I know I have some blocks for that. So it's more of like personal planning, not robo planning. That's how I think of the effectiveness equation.
Right.
But since Simsama has a good solution, it is just a different, like it's more task oriented.
Yeah.
I feel like we're trying to get them like think more about their goals, the big goals and the daily goals, and align their energies and their best effort with their focus blocks and all of that. So at some point, maybe we'll find a way to work with those guys in some capacity.
I think that would be a good fit because you could add that, like I said, to your offering, make your offer a little bit stronger even.
Yeah. It's interesting you think the second offer is more valuable.
Yeah, it's because of the one-on-one component. One-on-one is always worth more.
So at $500 a month, this is actually a good deal. It's actually it should be like a great deal.
It should be, so they'd have to be stupid to turn it down.
Exactly.
Which that's why I'm saying like add Simsama into there.
But that's like $20 a month product, right? $30 a month.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what the cost is. It's more of like what they're getting. You know what I mean? Again, like solving all their issues. What else can you solve problems for them, right? Can you give them a course on like training on productivity? Can you give them a checklist?
We have a lot of that stuff in here.
Yeah.
A lot of like those very specific courses. Like I have a whole goal setting and goal achievement course.
But break that out, right? When you make your offer, obviously, like make those all bonuses, right? Even though they're included in it, like just make it so that offer becomes incredibly strong. Where it's like, okay, you're getting your goal setting.
We do have that. We do have that. So we have a lot more than what you see here on both of these, which is the weekly group planning live review and planning sessions that we do, and monthly live review and planning sessions, and quarterly live review and planning sessions, and goal setting and goal achievement workshop, and me personally doing a group coaching on the goal setting and goal achievement calls every single week now. So a bunch of those things I've added in both of these at this point.
Yeah.
So
Good. Okay.
So yeah, that like that product, $500 a month, or I will not even sell monthly. Like
Yeah.
I want to stop selling monthly. So it has to be either a 6-month or a 1-year commitment.
Yeah.
Like 6 months is a minimum commitment I want people to make for their goals. Because if your goals are so small that it only takes a month, then it's not even a goal. Like it's just a little project.
Yeah.
So we need a 6-month commitment for you to get results. And that means I would sell this package 6 months for $3,000.
Right. And then there's other things you can do with this too, right? So what if you also make it like something like, if you buy 6 months and you achieve your goal, like you achieve a significant goal, then we'll give you another 6 months for free or something. You know what I'm saying? Like then they're motivated to actually use this, right?
Or we do what ClickFunnels does, which is awards.
Yeah.
Right. The 100K award, the $1 million award or something like that, where people actually hit and they're recognized for it. One of the things that came up in our Quantum Leap calls one time was like, how about we use this, like the reward and punishment methodology, which is like everyone who is serious, like whoever wants to, will commit to a goal for the month and then make a deposit.
Right.
For that goal. Like this is how much I'm willing to put on stake to get that goal. If you achieve your goal, you get your money back. If you don't, the money goes into a pool that gets distributed amongst everyone who achieved their goals.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah.
So now either you make it or the money is going to all the winners.
You just have to watch out for people cheating the system then, because they're very
if they cheat the system, it's their problem. Like I thought about this, right? If they cheat the system, then they're just like deluding themselves, and not the best they get is some like a couple of $50 or $100, but they don't really that's not an advertised thing on the front end. It's like when you get inside, you realize, oh, this will help me take this to the next level. Because people were excited about this. Like when I was talking about it, like, oh my, this will be fun. This will be so much fun to have that kind of push. Like people liked it because they knew they were going to get pushed into it.
Yeah.
They're going to get pushed into getting their goals done.
And then you need that guarantee on the offer too, right? So what's your guarantee going to be? I think you could do a better than the money back guarantee. I think you could do something, but have a condition in there that they had to show up to so many accounts.
Well, I did those guarantees for the monthlies.
Yeah.
And I feel like those guarantees attract more tire kickers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people who come for the guarantee aren't really the people who are seriously willing to give it a shot. Well, I feel now after having seen those people.
But if you're selling 6 months minimum, you don't care about tire kickers. It doesn't matter at this point because that's already, so you can make a strong guarantee, right? Because it doesn't matter because they're paying for 6 months. And
the guarantee is going to be like 30-day guarantee, right?
No, give them the full guarantee as long as they show up for all the call or some percentage of the calls, right? It's like if you show up for 75% of the calls and you feel like this is not worth your money for any reason, you can have your full money back.
Well, I'm not going to foot their $3,000 bill up front and then pay them back $3,000 at the end of 6 months.
No one's going to
much rather.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but I'd much rather give them a 30-day money back guarantee because if within 30 days they don't feel this is good for them, they need to leave. I don't want them to be using it for 5 months and then say this is not for them. In 1 month, you should realize if this is for you or not.
Yeah, but you should think about what is the strongest guarantee you can offer them. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe it's even that you give them extra money or you like give them personal coaching until they achieve their goal or whatever it is. Again, you just should brainstorm something where it's like, if like a 30-day money back guarantee, sure, that's fine. That's pretty standard. You can sell that, but people kind of think that that's almost standard now, right? So it's like, what can you do where it's like you can show them that you're you're in it with them. Like there's no risk to them at all. Like you're totally reversing the risk where you're so sure of this program and the results that they're going to get if they participate in it. See, that's the beauty of the thing, like that you can offer a really, really strong guarantee, giving them even more than their money back, because you can put a condition that you have to actually use it, which means that they have to show up 75% of the time or whatever it is, right? And have some proof of that, which allows you to give them, like, you could say, I'll give you double your money back, or something like, if you show up every time and you haven't achieved your goal, right? If I can't help you at that point, then I'll give you double your money back, or whatever it is. It still has to be believable. I don't think double your money back is believable, but something that is believable. That is
well, I have offered double your money back, just FYI on Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
I do offer it right now. I'm not sure if I'll continue to offer it, but right now the double your money back guarantee literally is that join it, and if in a month just show up for 15 calls, and if you don't believe it's helped you, we'll give you 200% of your money back.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Nobody has taken me up on the guarantee yet.
Yeah.
On that one, nobody asked for a refund on Quantum Leap because they get value from being on those calls, but then they just, like, the tire kickers quickly realize that they're not going to be, they can't really, like, the tire kickers quickly understand that shit, this is a lot of work to do the work, or not. Quantum Leap is a lot of work, but I'm actually doing a lot more work in my life now because of this thing. And that's not what I thought it would be. They thought it would be easy, or they think, oh, I have this business idea, and because of Quantum Leap, I'll just make $200,000 in the next 3 months, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. And the tire kickers are the ones who are like, who are amateur entrepreneurs who don't understand what it takes to build a business yet.
Right, exactly.
Right. So they're like, oh, I'm just going to join this program and suddenly I'll have $1 billion in the bank next year. Those are the tire kickers, like, who haven't yet made their first money, or who haven't gotten into money yet. So I think partly the selection of the entrepreneur has to be like, only if you're 6 figures, then it's worth it to talk. Or to, like, if you're a 6-figure entrepreneur, how much should you be willing to pay for this, for a 6-month package like that? What do you think?
I mean, if you're a 6-figure entrepreneur,
yeah,
I mean, you can essentially value this as better than coaching, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's better. It's more valuable than coaching.
Way more valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think $1,000 a month payment, maybe. I mean, but again, like, if you're only right barely at 6-figure, then 500 sounds comfortable. That sounds, yeah. So then you're doing this for 6 months. So $3,000 to get, like, I feel like that's a solid deal there.
Yeah, $3,000 for 6 months for extreme focus, productivity, and accountability, goal achievements.
Yeah,
all the levels of productivity built in.
Yeah, I mean, that should be even a deal, right, at that point. And I think that people will renew it if they use it, right, because it's so valuable. Like, because once you're hooked into the system, see, you're almost creating a SaaS business in the sense that, like, if they get hooked into the system, they have to keep on using it. They won't be able to, just like I'm using my Kanban flow system again, because I can't not do it. Like, I'm so hooked into the system that I have to use it. Otherwise I can't be productive. Right. So.
Yeah. And we have people like that in different groups, like, especially in focus blocks. Lots of people who are like, dude, I have no alternative. This is my life.
Yeah.
I live my life on focus blocks. Basically, people live their whole work lives on focus blocks every day.
Yeah.
So, but now adding that level of, those levels of solutions, hopefully will give them a lot more. Yeah. You still going to Miami for this guy?
No, I'm not at this point.
This guy's flaky, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I wouldn't say that necessarily, but he's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't, like, if I don't have, he's doing his own, he hasn't set this up with a sales page and everything for us to promote it properly. So, maybe in the future with more organization and stuff, but there's no way right now that I'm going to take that.
Yeah, you can't just promote something, especially with travel, 30 days out, like that just is not realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but here's the thing. I still believe that there is a mastermind that you should have in San Diego or wherever you want to travel to,
Yeah.
where people just come to hang out for 3 days and talk about money, real estate, finances, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I would have loved to do it while I was doing more business stuff, but now with productivity, I don't think that's what people are going to come to hang out with me for.
Yeah.
People won't, that's maybe people will, but I don't think that's what people want. But people will come for business.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do my one last business hurrah mastermind or something. I wanna have an in-person, but I think people will pay you at least $4,000 or $5,000 for in-person 3-day events.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But you already got something where you don't even have to spend 3 days.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right, let's do our thoughts real quick, I guess.
yeah.
Well, I'll just kind of recap what I had a highlight video come out on this with the manager hat versus the worker hat. And, the biggest thing I think is, and I work with this on all my coaching clients, is just set a plan and stick to the damn plan, right? The problem we always run into is we're like running off the path somewhere else. And then that's the issue, is like, you just have to stick to the plan. And then you can revise it, because you have to have a system in order to improve the system. And so you need to have a plan, and then you can revise that plan over time. That's like, if you iterate, you will eventually find success. If you innovate, you will not. You must iterate to find success. That is always the key in business. So
Yeah, iteration over innovation. I like that. I think that's a video you should make, iteration over innovation.
Yeah.
It's got a good ring to it. And the more I think about it, the more I realize it's important to become a lot more intentional with the offers that we put out and the marketing that we put behind those offers. What I mean by that is it's important to get super intentional about, okay, what's the vision that I'm driving towards, and who are the people I want to serve with that vision, and what should I do, what kind of offers or products like can I do or should I do, or like really intentionally designing this whole thing over and over again, rather than allowing myself to like scope creep, as you would call it, because it's so easy to be like, okay, I can do that, and maybe I should add this, and maybe I should do that. But thinking more like, okay, intentionally, that's the end goal. These are the people. This is the value. So this is all I should do. And like the hardest thing for me right now is to cut out so many things. And I'm like, every day I'm like thinking and rethinking, okay, take out this one, take out this one, take out this one, take out this one.
exactly. Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good day, and maybe we'll catch up with you on the weekends.